Every empire believes it has built its own unique monetary system. But history teaches them all the same lesson. You can change the form of money. But you can never change its rules. Because money works like a law of nature. It doesn't care about politics, promises, or optimism. It only follows its own hidden rules. Rules that are written in no constitution and taught in no school. Yet every crisis reminds us of them. If you don't know these laws, you'll always feel like the system is against you. Today we'll uncover the forgotten laws of money. From silver coins of ancient Rome to modern central bank digital currencies. And in the end you'll see. The game was never fair. Keycap 1 Gresham's Law, bad money drives out good. In the 1500s Thomas Gresham told Queen Elizabeth. Bad money drives out good. Meaning when two forms of currency circulate. One valuable, one debased. People hoard the valuable one. And spend the worthless one. Rome experienced this long ago. The silver denarius began to be mixed with copper. The citizens were clever. They paid their taxes with the new cheap coins. And hid the pure silver at home. In the Middle Ages kings repeated the same mistake. They diluted gold with base metals. And the people quietly rebelled. The lesson is clear. When governments debase money, the public silently punishes them. Trust disappears. And money loses its value. Keycap 2 Thiers Law, in a crisis good money drives out bad. But there's another law. Gresham's law shows slow decay. Thiers Law represents emergency. In 1920s Germany people ran to buy bread the moment they got paid. Because within hours their marks were worthless. Hyperinflation had arrived. People turned to dollars, gold, cigarettes. Even bartered services for food. The same happened in Zimbabwe. And later in Venezuela. When a nation's currency collapses, people stop trusting government promises. And seek real value. That's Thiers Law. In times of crisis good money chases bad money out. Keycap 3 The Cantillon Effect, new money never reaches everyone equally. Why do we feel inequality even before collapse begins? Because of the Cantillon Effect. In the 1700s Richard Cantillon noticed that newly printed money never reaches everyone at once. It flows first to governments, banks and large corporations. When they spend, prices haven't yet risen. But by the time money reaches ordinary people, everything has already doubled in price. That's why money printing enriches Wall Street, while impoverishing Main Street. The 2008 crisis, the 2020 pandemic. Money was printed. Markets soared. But wages stayed the same. Prices rose, savings melted. This isn't just inflation. It's a silent transfer of wealth. From you upward. Keycap 4 Financial Repression, keeping you in the system, quietly draining you. After World War II governments faced massive debts. They couldn't raise taxes or declare bankruptcy. So they invented something new. Financial repression. They pushed interest rates below inflation. Your money in the bank lost value each year. But they called it stimulating the economy. At the same time capital controls made it hard to move your money abroad or buy gold. You were trapped inside the system, while they quietly took from your savings. The same game continues today. Zero interest, high inflation. Your savings erode. And you don't even realize it. This is modern slavery. An economic one. Keycap 5 The Triffin Paradox, the curse of the reserve currency. In the 1960s economist Robert Triffin told the U.S. Congress, if the dollar is the world's reserve currency, America must always run deficits. Because when the world trades in dollars, the U.S. must constantly create more of them. By borrowing. It worked for a while. But long term it planted the seeds of instability. In 1971 Nixon broke the dollar's link to gold. Money became based entirely on trust. On nothing tangible. Since then America has run endless deficits. Outsourced production. And yet, the dollar remains strong. Because everyone is forced to use it. Ironic, isn't it? An empire powered by debt. But no empire's power lasts forever. China, Russia and the BRICS nations are now seeking new systems. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Because everyone knows. Being the reserve currency is both a privilege and a curse. Keycap 6 Goodhart's Law, when metrics become targets truth disappears. In the 1970s Charles Goodhart said, when a measure becomes a target, it ceases to be a good measure. When governments promise 2% inflation, they start manipulating data to make it look that way. They lower interest rates, flood markets with liquidity. And yet real life gets harder. On paper everything looks stable. But people struggle more each year. The same goes for GDP growth. When growth becomes the only goal, countries borrow, import and fake prosperity. The result? Paper wealth. Real fragility. Keycap 7 The Law of Debt, every empire buys time, never salvation. Debt fuels growth but only at first. Borrow $1, gain $1 of growth. Then half, then a quarter. Eventually debt keeps rising. But growth stops. Today U.S. debt exceeds $30 trillion. New debt no longer builds. It merely keeps the system alive. Every empire has faced this ending. Rome debased its coins and fell. France collapsed into revolution. Britain shrank after its wars. And now it's America's turn. Debt buys time. But never salvation. Direct hit conclusion, the laws of money are harsh. These 7 laws reveal one truth. Money isn't magic. It follows laws as real as gravity. Bad money drives out good. In crises good money replaces bad. New money reaches the rich first. Governments keep you trapped while taking your wealth. Reserve currency power carries its own curse. When numbers become goals, truth disappears. And debt always.